Casey Johnson, she is was the heiress of Johnson & Johnson Company. She was found dead at the age of 30 in her apartment in Los Angeles, or her home in Los Angeles. We do not know what the cause of death is at this point. They are planning on doing a toxicology test and the standard autopsy. And look, there's speculation left and right. As always with these high-profile death cases, we don't know much. Tila Tequila was allegedly engaged to her, right? And we have the video where Tila Tequila reveals that she was engaged to Casey Johnson.
Yeah, this video starts a little bit with, you know, they're like one of these premiere things, or red carpet things. I think it was a Snoop Dogg album was part of this whole thing. So they're out there. First they're getting a couple pictures taken. Then there's some conversation that some of the photographers have with Tila Tequila. And she talks about the ex that I was trying to mention. I couldn't remember her name, but she talks about her and how much she dislikes her. And she shows off the gaudy ring as well.
By the way, so we're going to go to the video in a second. There are several reports indicating that the engagement ring that Casey Johnson allegedly gave Tila Tequila is not real. And if you look at it, it's a very, very plausible hypothesis. Because, I mean, it's supposedly 18 carats. I don't know. Let's go to the video. The video enrages me in so many different ways. I can't wait to talk about it. So let's watch it and we'll give our commentary.
Let's scoot over in here. Yes, come on down. Good. All right. This way, please. There it is. And you're there. The outfit. Show us the outfit. Both of you right here, please. It's about the outfit. Casey, we need you back here. With the rings. Show us both the rings. Nice. And Tia right here in front of you. Kiss for us. Whoa.
Looks so fake.
I know.
Looks so fake.
Is that another ring? Look at how beautiful that is.
Hey, so who proposed to who?
It's blinding you. Watch out. Put on your sunglasses.
Hey, Tila, who proposed to who?
Of course. This saga is to be continued.
Okay.
You'll be seeing a lot more of us.
So what were we saying about tomorrow? Is there going to be an arrest tomorrow with Courtney Stimmel?
Yeah, the girl who put my girlfriend to jail. I actually have a police warrant arrest out for her since a year ago, so I'm going to call the police tomorrow and get her arrested for putting my girlfriend in jail.
Oh, dirty, okay.
Bam! Don't mess with me.
Casey Johnson ended up in prison for some kind of weird robbery. I'm not sure of what or why.
Yeah, she actually ended up in prison or jail because someone accused her of entering a home, stealing $22,000 worth of lingerie, stealing other items such as mail, and the woman also accused her of using her vibrator. All right, I mean, this is like everything regarding Casey Johnson was just complete scandal and absurdity. Her life just sounded like this huge drama-filled saga that never ended. Which
actually leads to the speculation. Some of it, I'm sure, centers around the same things people had assumed about Brittany Murphy when she died. Some kind of drug use, even if it wasn't a bunch of street drugs or any kind of addiction to something. Because at 30, 31 years old, people are dying like this. In the past couple weeks, this isn't natural causes. So, I mean, and also, if you look at some of these pictures and some of her in the video, I'm not sure what her normal personality or persona is like. Casey Johnson. But she looks a little off.
Yeah, she always looks a little dazed and a little out of it. I mean, even in that picture, she looks dazed and out of it, right? But, I mean, we don't know what she was under the influence of. We don't know if she was taking illegal drugs. We don't know if she was taking prescription drugs. I have no idea. The only thing that I know as far as health conditions, she was diagnosed with diabetes when she was a child. So that might have played a role. Maybe she was using drugs that worsened her condition with diabetes. We have no idea. And I mean, of course we can speculate. And if someone were to ask me to speculate as to what killed her, I would definitely say at least prescription drugs. That's just the big thing in Hollywood right now. That's what all the celebrities, or most of the celebrities, seem to be caught with.
Right. I mean, and something probably happened to her somewhere in her life. So I don't judging her on that. Who I'm actually annoyed with is Tila Tequila after it was all going down. Do you have some of those?
I do. So Tila Tequila went to her Twitter account. She started tweeting about the whole situation and sharing her thoughts and her ideas. At first she said she wanted a little privacy and she didn't want to make any comments about her lover's death, but then she went on to update her Twitter account 1,000,000 times. So I'll read a couple of her tweets right now and tell you what she was thinking. So first she says, everyone, please pray for my wifey. She constantly referred to her as wifey. She's passed away. Thank you all for your love and support, but I will be offline to be with family. All right? Minutes later, she goes back online and she says, this is a very heartbreaking time for me. I just want some privacy as I deal with the loss of my fiance, Casey Johnson. My heart is shredded. All right? Then she goes back online a few minutes later and says that there was some surprising new information. I just got news that my fiance is not dead, but currently in a coma. Oh my God, please pray that she will make it. Hang in there. And then she finds out that she did in fact die. And she just continuously goes on and on and on, like tweeting about this. She keeps going back on. I mean, she says she wants privacy, but she keeps going back online to share all of this information with her fans. And the thing that annoys me about Tila Tequila is she's all about the money, she's all about the fame, she's all about the attention. And we know that there are people out there like Heidi Montag that will go to extreme lengths, right, to get that media attention. But Heidi Montag does cheesy things. She doesn't do hurtful things. Tila Tequila has no regard for anyone other than herself. Look, when she first announced that she was engaged to Casey Johnson, she made a video with her on Ustream, right? And in the video, she was constantly talking about how rich Casey Johnson is. Do you know how rich this girl is? She's really rich. Look at this 17-karat diamond ring. Oh my God, my girl is ballin'. She's such a baller. No one gives a fuck.
She had a little bit of that in that video.
She did.
Bam!
Yeah. You got to wear sunglasses. Like, just shut your mouth, Tila Tequila. Like, I can't stand her. I can't stand anything about her. Like, at first she was just annoying, but now she, like,
she seems like a predator. She's like hunting. She's on the hunt for someone rich and someone to take care of her and give her things. And that's that's the basis for anything that she's up to. There was the drama that happened with Sean Merriman when the linebackers from the Chargers.
Right.
When all that went down. Guess who was in the house when all that went down and the police came and there was some kind of drunk person screaming and waking up neighbors? Tila Tequila.
Yeah, exactly.
Sean Merriman, a millionaire. You know, I mean, come on. It's whenever it's people like this, and we'll move on after this, but it's people like this that I wonder how do they continue to get into these situations? Other people keep getting sucked into it. Right.
What's interesting to me is when did she manage to get engaged when that whole Sean Merriman thing happened, like, what, a couple of months ago?
Yeah,
like, obviously, she was taking advantage of Casey Johnson. Obviously, Casey Johnson was not in her right mind. Okay? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I can't stand Tila Tequila. You're right. She's just like a predator. And she enrages me. I can't even explain how much I want it.